Hello, welcome back. My name is Keith and this is my channel Attack from Down Under. Today Attack from Down Under is going to the movies. So this is a competition entry for Metal Marty Max channel, 600 subscribers. Well done, sir. And what he is asking us to do for this competition is, first of all, subscribe to his channel, which I have already done. I've been watching him for a while. And secondly, to name 5 bands, songs, or albums that are movie titles as well. So well done, sir, on reaching 600 subscribers. And I will show you what I'd like to what I'm going to do today. First of all, this is probably the third time I've made a list for this video. A lot of I think for a lot of people that have entered this, all their movies and stuff they've stored away, probably to make room for all their records and things like that. I've done the same, so I've had to dive into all boxes and things in the garage to find some of these movies to show you. So hopefully I've done a good mix. I've had to change it a few times because I've watched some of the other videos, some really good videos coming out, and some of them had some of the picks I was going to do. So I've chopped and changed until I've come to this. So hopefully this is the most entertaining of the movies that I could find. I don't think anyone wants to see obscure records or anything like that that tie in with movies. So right, let's get into it. The first one I'd like to show you, this is going to really date my age. This is Dawn of the Dead. So this is a 2004 action horror film directed by Zack Snyder. This is a remake of the 1978 horror film that, I don't know, maybe people are more familiar with the older one, but this was a good one. So it's on VHS. And the song that ties in with this is from the Murder Dolls. I don't actually have it. I've listened to it. It's a good song, and it's from the Murder Dolls, and the song is Dawn of the Dead. And it's on their 2002 album, Beyond the Valley of the Murder Dolls. So that's my first entry, Dawn of the Dead. And the song is Dawn of the Dead from the Murder Dolls. Okay, number 2, The Omen. This is a 1976 supernatural horror film directed by Richard Donner. There you go. Another VHS copy I've got. And the song to tie in with that is from Lars Rockit, the band Lars Rockit. And the song is The Omen, and it's on their 1989 album Annihilation Principle. Don't actually have that one either, but I just wanted to show that in the video. There is almost a match on Megadeth's album Peace Sells But Who's Buying, and the song on that is Bad Omen, but not quite the match. I'm trying not to cheat here. Not quite the match. Right. So the next one I want to show you, I'll show you a DVD of. It's on this compilation I've got, Hammer Horror Collection. And on this one, it's got 3 movies. It's got Vampire Circus, Hands of the Ripper, and Twins of Evil. So the movie that I want to talk about is Twins of Evil. It's a 1971 Hammer horror film directed by John Howe. So it's starring Peter Cushing and the real-life identical twins and former Playboy playmates Mary and Madeline Collinson. There's just a little book that comes with it. It's got some quite cool artwork in it. There you go. This is a really entertaining film. There you go. Ooh. So Peter Cushing is like a Puritan witch finder, and he just looks for all the women out there, and he basically burns them at the stake if they don't come up to his standards. Just a really fun Hammer horror film. Good one, that one. Okay, so what are we up to? Oh, and the music for that one. Don't want to forget about the music for that one. There's a band called Hello Mass, and they do a song called Twins of Evil, and it's on their album The Butcher's Cut, and it's obviously referencing this film because in the beginning of it there is a soundbite from the film, this 1971 film. And also, while I'm at it, there's a partial match for, this is Anthrax on their 2016 For All Kings album. There's a song on here called Evil Twin as well. But yeah, for that one, Hello Mass, Twins of Evil from the Twins of Evil 1971 Hammer horror film. Okay, next one. I was going to do all 5 horror movies, but then a lot of my picks have already come up, so I don't want to repeat what anyone's done. So I've decided to go into another genre that I really enjoy is Japanese movies. I love samurai movies or twisted Japanese stuff. That's just stuff I really like. So this one here, this is a Western sort of compilation. Came out in 1980 called Shogun Assassin. And this is an English language edited version of 2 films I'll show you in a minute. So he whips out his sword and relieves his victims of their head. Banned since 1983, widescreen edition, Shogun Assassin. Love these films. Watched them many times. Love the sword work, love the blood. Just can't get enough of some of these samurai films. And so the original Japanese, there's actually a series of films, and they're called the Lone Wolf and Cub films. Came out in the 1970s. This one's Sword of Vengeance. This is volume 1. So basically, this is like in feudal Japan, and there's a samurai Agamu Iti, and he's basically the executioner for the shogun. But he's accused of treason, and then his wife is killed. And so he's stripped of his position. He basically just comes reduced down to a lone wolf assassin, and he manages to save his son, and then he goes on the road, and there's all these people pursuing him, and he basically becomes an assassin just to survive. So it's called Lone Wolf and Cub, and there's a total of 6 of these films. There. So the tie-in to the music is Judas Priest song on here, Firepower, and the song is song number 13, appropriate, and it is Lone Wolf. So I love those films, and yep, Lone Wolf. Right, number 5, I'll show you the film again first. And the film is Blade of the Immortal. This is a Japanese film that came out in 2017. Another samurai action film. This is directed by Takeshi Mika. One of my favorite Japanese directors. And so the song that ties in with that is from the 2018 Living Dead album from Gravedigger. And the song is Gravedigger's Blade of the Immortal. I just discovered that through doing a competition entry for this video. It's a great song. It's a really good song. Didn't know about it, and so I've been playing that in rotation. So that's Blade of the Immortal from Gravedigger on the 2018 Living Dead album, and the movie is Blade of the Immortal. And this is the Japanese version of that same DVD. I've just got this because I'm, mad collector, like I saw. There you go. Cool movie, that one, another good one. Got a really good opening sequence where he's fighting like multiple enemies. Right, so that's the 5 band song albums that are movie titles as well. So then the next component of the entry is to show 3 of your favorite movies. And like everyone, it's hard to pin down your favorite movies, but I gave it a good go. So my 3 favorite movies, my first one, I'd have to say, is another one from that did that Blade of the Immortal movie as well, and this is 13 Assassins, directed by the same director. And this is a 2010 samurai film directed by Takeshi Mika. And so basically the plot is a group of 13 assassins comprising 12 samurai and a hunter. They secretly plot to assassinate a lord who's going to join the shogunate council and basically drive the country back into war. Nobody wanted that. And so they all come together to try and kill him. And there's a really massive, awesome battle scene at the end where basically there's just a handful of these guys and they're just fighting all the forces of this warlord. Really well done. I can't recommend this highly enough. Just awesome battle scenes. Very much like if you've seen the old Seven Samurai, riffs on that, and it's just an awesome action movie. Just give it a try. I'm sure you'll love it. I do. So, 13 Assassins. And I'm not forgetting you sick puppies out there. I know this sort of stuff. You like? Oh, there's some horror elements in that other film, and there's quite a bit of horror elements in this. This is another film directed by that same director, Ichi the Killer. There's a lot of sick stuff in here as well, but I love it. It's crazy. It does, Japanese weird stuff like only the Japanese can do. Just thought I'd throw that in. Another one of my favourite movies would have to be Conan the Barbarian. Well, what a great film. Came out in 1982. This is a sword and sorcery film directed by John Milius and starring, of course, Arnie, and based on Robert E. Howard's Conan books. I love this movie. My father took me to see that, and I must have been only like 14 or something like that. And we went to the movies and saw it. This was actually an R18 movie at the time, and I remember him taking us to the movie. You could do all sorts of crazy stuff like that in the 80s and get away with it. And it just imprinted in my brain completely, this movie, and I've just watched it so many times. It's just got so many good scenes with him fighting, climbing up the tower and killing the snake and just being a thief. And then he gets almost crucified up on the tree of life, and then he bites a buzzard in the neck to survive. It's just got so much good stuff. I just love it. Yeah, another great movie there. One of my favourites of all time. Can watch it over and over. And this actual copy's got a really good commentary from Arnold, and I've watched. That's very funny, actually. Okay, so 3 favourite movies. One more to show you. Kiss of the Dragon. This is a 2001 French-American action film directed by Chris Nian. And of course, it's got Jet Li and Bridget Fonda. Love Jet Li. The fight scenes are just really out of this world. Really good emotional connection in the story with Jet Li's character and Bridget Fonda. And I love the sort of movies with the underdog fighting against the odds. And it's a fish out of water film where Jet Li is playing like basically a Chinese agent, and he's up against it all. Awesome fight scenes. Another great movie. Okay, and lastly, I didn't have to do this, but I just wanted to because I love my movies and like my soundtracks. So another part of the entry is to show three soundtracks. So what I'd like to show is Enter the Dragon, the soundtrack for the Bruce Lee movie Enter the Dragon. So the soundtrack's done by Lalo Schifrin. And if I'm not mistaken, he did the theme tune for the Mission Impossible TV series, and they also use that in the Tom Cruise movies, Mission Impossible. So that's one soundtrack I like is Enter the Dragon. Of course, you've got to show some vinyl in this vinyl channel. And there you go there. Another soundtrack I love is this one here. This is and if you watch my channel, I've probably shown this a few times, but just love it. This is the soundtrack for Creepers, or the Western version of it is, I think, phenomenon. This is an Italian horror film directed by Dario Argento. And I love this hype sticker here. So it's got music from Andy Sexgang, Goblin, of course, that did all the soundtracks. Great music from them. Motorhead do Locomotive. And Flash of the Blade from Iron Maiden, which is on the Power Slave album. Awesome soundtrack, and another movie to check out if you haven't seen it. Jennifer Connelly, very young there. Strange movie. And this is on the, if I can get it out, Heavy Metal Worldwide label. So last soundtrack I want to show you is on vinyl is The Crow. So this is a 1994 film directed by Alex Prohas and starring Brandon Lee. And this is a copy I picked up. It's a Rocktober release. And it's got an etching on one of the sides, but it's just got lots of good music from The Cure, Stone Temple Pilots, Nine Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine. So classic 90s soundtrack there. Okay, so that's my entry. It was a fun one to do. And I've been watching all you guys' other videos and enjoying them, loving all the stuff, all the movies that you've shown. I've been noting down all the movies you've shown. Some I've watched, I need to rewatch. So thank you for all those videos. They were really good. I'll try to watch them all. And thank you for watching my video. And thank you for those that are subscribing. I think I've picked up a couple of new subscribers already. And for those that are commenting, just let me know which ones of these movies you've got or you like or you're going to seek out. And thank you for tuning in again to Attack from Down Under. And congratulations once again to Marty. Thank you.